Hi, so today we're going to talk about the bench press, everyone's favorite exercise. And more specifically, we're going to talk about bench press grip width, how wide or narrow you should be gripping the bench press. Alright, so let us first start off with something very easy to estimate is the widest you can possibly bench press, grip the bar on the bench press. Okay, this is not necessarily the best grip, but the widest you can possibly bench press. And this you can measure by flaring your elbows out like this, right? And on both sides, one arm like this and the other like this. So you're flared out like this, all right? And basically this is the widest you can bench press from elbow to elbow. Now, the narrowest you can bench press is basically shoulder width. Okay, that would be shoulder width. All right. So your grip basically can range from your elbows flared out or your elbows right next to your body. All right. Now, if you flare out your elbows and bench press like that, the bar is going to come up pretty high on your chest. Means it will be closer to your neck. So you will probably be doing what's called a guillotine press, all right, where the bar comes up to your neck because your elbows are flared up. It will come around the upper part right here. Now, this is probably not a very good exercise in the sense that it puts a lot of stress on the shoulder joint specifically, and it's probably one of the easiest ways to tear your pec major. Okay, so your pectoralis can be torn very easily when you flare your elbows out and bring it to your neck. Okay, so that's with the widest grip you can go with. All right, and definitely I would advise against going with that grip because it does activate the pecs a lot more than a narrow grip bench press, but it is also very hard on the shoulder joint. Okay, it probably is not a good exercise or a safe exercise. Okay, so not good for the shoulders, not good for safety reasons because it can easily tear the pec. All right, so flaring out the elbows probably not your safest bench press grip width. Now, the other bench press grip width you have is basically shoulder width. Okay, so right shoulder width, okay, where you're pressing right around the shoulder width. Now, this will emphasize your triceps a lot more, right? And you should not definitely go narrower than shoulder width, because if you do go narrower than shoulder width, what happens is on a straight bar you end up torquing your wrist like this. Not very comfortable for the wrist. So shoulder width is as far as you should go. Okay, all right. So that I would consider shoulder width to be the narrow bench press. All right, on a straight bar. So now, what would be the ideal, as in where you can bench press the most weight and you get the most benefit from pec stimulation as well as tricep stimulation, would be somewhere between here, so the flared out elbow, and your hand elbows right to your side. So I would say that would be somewhere in the middle. Now, where exactly in the middle, that depends on the individual, but that's for you to experiment with, right? So this would probably be not a very good idea. The flared out elbows would probably not be a very good idea. The narrow grip, which is shoulder width grip, where your elbows are right next to your body, that will emphasize your triceps more. But if you want to focus on being able to bench press a lot of weight and safely being able to bench press a lot of weight, make sure there's a lot of stimulation for your pecs as well as your triceps. You want to bench press somewhere between your elbows flared out and your elbows right next to your torso. All right, somewhere in the middle there. Okay, so that's something you probably can play around with. Now, keep in mind, if your grip is a little bit too wide and it's bothering your shoulder joint, what you can do is you can go a little bit narrower, right? So closer towards your body rather than flaring it out. All right. Now, I know a lot of bodybuilders, they prefer to flare out those elbows, but it does put a lot of stress on the shoulder joint, and it can tear the pecs very easily. So again, between flared out and elbows tucked to the side, your grip will be somewhere in the middle. Okay. Keep in mind when when you have a shoulder width grip, or where the bar is, where you hold it with your elbows tucked in, the bar is going to come much lower. Okay, keep that in mind. So as your grip gets narrower, the bar will come lower. Okay, it might even go below your chest. Okay, it might even hit the top of your stomach. Okay, or your abs, right? So where exactly the bar lands on your chest is going to be dependent on how wide or narrow your grip is. Narrow grip will land further down towards your stomach. Very wide grip, it will go up further towards your neck. So you can understand that somewhere in the middle, probably lower chest area, would probably be ideal, or most comfortable for most people. But again, this can depend on how long your arms are, and how long your torso is. So a couple different variables. But I would say take a grip and experiment between the widest, which is flared out elbows, and elbows right to your side, somewhere in the middle there. So somewhere in the middle of those 2 points would probably be a comfortable bench press grip for you. All right? Okay, thanks. See you next time.